Hey everyone, Joe from BitBang here, and today I'll be showing you how to update the emulation engine under TKO. This video is a part of a bigger playlist with other features and instructions on how to use the TKO, so if you are trying to find something else about it, just go ahead and search on the playlist. But if you're here, we'll be showing you exactly how to update the emulation engine, aka the part of the TKO that acts like different USB controllers. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is connect your TKO to the PC or whatever computer you have, but it's usually I usually use Windows, so I'm gonna be showing off how to do it in Windows here. So here is that port that actually outputs from TKO that'll emulate X input and D input and all those other USB protocols. You don't want to use this one. You saw the other video, this is where you'd be uploading the firmware for the communication engine, and we're not doing that here, we're doing the emulation engine, and you will not be using this port. You want to be using this USB port right here. Okay, so just connect it up and go ahead and use the TKO app to connect to your TKO, because that's how we're going to be going into firmware mode. So once you do that, go ahead and go into your app. And when you go inside there into the main menu, you'll see a menu called Device Info. Go in there and you'll see this menu here. And when you press this button called Emulation Engine Firmware Update Mode, it'll actually take whatever your controller is acting like right now. Let's say if it's X input, and I'll show that right here. If I go here, right now, the TKO is acting like an X input device. Once you go ahead and press that button, it'll actually act like something else. And that something else I'll show you in one moment, but let's not press this button yet. Go back to here. Don't press this quite yet. The first thing you want to do, or the next thing you want to do, is go to our website, go to resources, go to firmware files. Okay, go into the technical KO folder. And you'll see all of these STM32Cube PRG files. One's for Linux, one's for Mac, one's for 32-bit version of Windows, and one's 64-bit version of Windows. I imagine mostly everyone's gonna have this one, the 64-bit. But if you have another OS, you can do that here. You're gonna need this software, which is the interface on how to actually upload the file to update the file on the TKO specifically for the emulation engine. So when you go ahead and unzip it, you download this, unzip it, go through all the install instructions, right? You'll wind up with this program right here, STM32Cube Programmer. So right now, when you look at this, it's not connected to anything, and the way the TKO acts, it'll act as a USB DFU device. So if you go here, it's not ST-Link or J-Link or UART. You want to go to USB. All right. It'll say no DFU. So if you hit refresh here, nothing's going to happen. There is nothing sensed by this program. But when you go ahead and you press this button, so I actually have the app next to me. I could have done a screen share with both the phone and the video that I'm doing here, but I found that it's easier just to do a screenshot and do it separately. So I'm going to go ahead and press this button right now. And in about 2 seconds, you're going to hear, or you may not hear, but you'll definitely see the TKO not acting like a game controller anymore. So if you go back to, for example, Gamepad Tester, it actually disconnected because it's not an X input device anymore. But if you go back to this program and you hit refresh, you'll see it'll say USB 1. So finally, the TKO is acting like a DFU USB device that this program can see and update the firmware for. So when you do press this, it'll look like this, which means that you can't go back to the mode again. And if you try going to this main menu again, you'll see everything else is blanked out. You might still see these orange buttons here. I haven't decided whether I want to keep them out or not once you're in this mode. But don't worry if they're still here. It just goes back to this video or another video. So you can't do anything. It just boots you out of being a controller. So now what you do is once you hit USB and you hit refresh and you confirm you got something here, just go ahead and press connect. Okay, and you start seeing all these strange values on here. If you click this, I'm gonna call it the hamburger icon. If you click that, you'll see a spot here called erasing and programming. So you're gonna press that, and you'll see that you'll get this menu here. This is where you're going to press, or this is where you're going to go ahead and upload the firmware file. So if you go here right now, I don't have anything. But if you go back to our shared Google Drive, find the TKO Emulation Engine Firmware, and you'll see the version right here. This is version 1.0.elf. Go ahead and download that, or the latest version that you want to update to. Okay, so I already have it. Now if I go back into here, you'll see it right here. Just press that, press open, make sure that your settings look just like this, okay? And press start programming. You see this little icon or this little message box show up. It said it did it okay. Press OK and press disconnect. Oh, actually, here's another message box I didn't drag over. Hit disconnect. And now what you do is just go ahead and close down the app. And when you go ahead and close down the app, it'll actually, the TKO will go back to acting like an XM device. So I just did that, and you'll see the screen here, that home button auto press on. That means that the TKO is back into being a game controller. So if you hit, I'm going to hit escape here, you go back into here, I'm going to go ahead and press a button real quick. And you'll see that's back in X input. So we just went back from X input into the USB DFU update mode, uploaded it, it finished, and then we closed the app out, and now we're back into being a game controller. And if you were to go back into your app, you would see that orange button that told you that you need to update the firmware. It would go away because you would have either failed to do it, or you chose a version that was too low, and it would still be there. But if you chose the right one, it'll be gone. And that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below, or contact us on email or Discord. And see you in the next video.